as you can see, it's a pretty grotty day down here this morning on the Thames. And I've come along to meet up with the marvellous Kevin.
Hi.
And you may recognise Kevin because he has a channel as well, and it's called...
Medway Mammalian Mudlark. It's a bit of a mouthful.
That is a Medway Mammalian Mudlark, so do go over and take a look. It's a great channel. What are you hoping to find, Kevin?
Going to keep my sights low today. Go for a solid gold ceremonial Saxon sword with garnets. Nothing much really.
Okay, well that sounds perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
I think I'll go for something similar.
Yeah,
Great,
maybe
well,
2 of them.
Let's get on with it and see what the tide's left out for us today. Now I've just seen a tiny button down here glinting at me in the rain. Can you see it? It's just here. It looks decorated too. It's quite pretty, isn't it? I can't quite see what's on it at the moment. I'll examine it later. I've got a little magnifying glass in my bag. Now, right by that footprint over there, I can see a coin. Now, is it going to be modern? Or what? Let's have a look. What do you think? Oh, no, that's not modern, is it? Now, who is that? It's very thin. So I have had a look, and you know what it is? It's not a queen at all. It's not Elizabeth, not Victoria. It's George. I think it's a George II. A great little find. And I'll tell you what the secret is sometimes, is you don't necessarily have to be right on the low tide mark. You can go further up to the top because less people are searching there. And somebody walked right past this one. It's a lovely find. Now, I've just seen something round down here. Could it be another coin, or are we going to be disappointed? It's just down here, next to that red bit of brick. Can you see it? Just there? Just here, look. Is this going to be a coin? It is! Well, of sorts. It's a cross and pellet token by the looks of it. That's beautiful. Look at that. That is a really lovely one. Now that could be 17th or even 16th century, I believe. That's a beautiful find. I'm so happy I spotted that. A lot of all of this mudlarking, you know, is luck. Because when you look at the vast expanse of foreshore, it's kind of amazing that you can find something so tiny, isn't it? I've just seen a round edge poking out here. I wonder what it is. It's just here, you see? Just there. What could this be? Is it going to be yet another button? Ooh. Yes, I think it is. But you know what? It looks like a really nice one. And slightly bigger than the rest. Oh, that's nice. That could be some kind of livery button. Let's just give it another rinse here. Everyone's dropping their buttons today. Buttons and pipes. I'll clean that off when I get home and we can take a closer look. But it looks potentially really interesting. That is a good kind of button to find. think I've just seen a coin. Just down here. Let's see if you can spot it. Just here. Right in the middle there. See it? Look at this. Oh, yes. Oh, that's nice. That's another George. To be confirmed. Now, it wouldn't be a mudlarking outing, would it, without a pipe? And I've just seen one down here. It's really camouflaged, actually. It's just there, look. See it? Let's get it out. Whew. Here it comes. Very nice. Lovely 18th century clay pipe. Believe it or not, I've just seen another coin. Now it does look very worn actually. It's just down here. Let's take a look. Who is that? Very worn, isn't it? But I'm sure we'll be able to work out what it is. I can see somebody on there, I think. See if you can guess. I've just been having a little scrape around here, and look what popped up. This, which is really lovely. I think it's a rose farthing. Wow, I'm having the best time today. Oh wow, what a lovely surprise! Thank you, River Thames. I think I'll do a little bit more scraping. Be the winder from the watch, the pocket watch. Oh, what's this? Ah, that looks like the top of a spoon or something, slightly decorated, and it could be pewter, I think. Some kind of little lead seal there, isn't it? Just see some lettering on that. I'm going to show you what I've just started to dig up. It's a bottle. Now, when I first started to dig around it, I thought it was certain to be broken, so I didn't have my camera on, but it's possible that it's in one piece, so I've turned it on to take you along for the exciting ride. So, are we going to be lucky? Are we going to be lucky? It would be great if we were. Would it be a nice bottle in one piece with some lettering? Oh, it's not in one piece. It's not in one piece. But look. Oh, that's a shame. But it does have a name on it. Let's have a look. Dry Street. Oh, hang on. Oh, and an address. It's always good to have these. I love to research these names. Henry Street. So it's Chambers and Co. Henry Street, Bermondsey. Okay, well, let's look them up. Let's look them up and see who Chambers and Co were. Too bad that it's broken. I think I've seen pipe of the day. Can you see it? Just down here. Yep, there it is. Let's see if it's in one piece. Woo! Yes, it is. How lovely. It's nice, isn't it? Let's give it a little rinse. Let's pop down here. A nice Victorian pipe. Voila! I'll keep the mud in, just in case there's a little dottle of tobacco at the bottom. Times are hard, you know. I'm only kidding. But it's always fun to see if there is some tobacco in there. And one day, I'd love to get some tested to see exactly where it comes from. Well, just about everyone who's anyone is here today, and I've just bumped into my mud buddy Si Fines, and I just showed him that rose farthing, or what I thought or think is a rose farthing, and Si thinks it could be possibly something else.
It looks like, well, it's a bit big to be a rose farthing, and the rose is slightly different to what we're used to. It could be a different variation of a rose farthing, or it could very well be a 17th century trader's token, which would be absolutely fabulous because we know they're the business cards of the day, and the rose might be something like a sign, so the sign by the rose, or maybe even a pub called the Rose, potentially. Don't want to get too excited just yet. Right, I think I can make out the word wrath. Yeah, I think it's a trader's.
Oh my gosh, I'll be so...
Oh yeah, at...
believe it, I'm so excited.
Something on Rat. It might be Ratcliffe at something on. It's definitely got the sense of a trader's.
So excited.
But I'd hope I'm right. If not, cut all that. Yeah, well done, Nick. Congrats. Pucker
Thank you
find.
very much.
So happy for you.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Now down here, I've just picked up what I think could be a boar's tusk. Could be wrong, it could be a tooth, but I'm going to give it a rinse in a minute and have a look. But I've just seen like this bit of chain here. Let's see if it's attached to anything. See it? What's on the end? Oh, that's interesting. I found something like this years ago, very similar to this, these kind of little cylindrical metal objects on the end of a chain. So, okay, at that end we've got that. And what's on this end? Let's have a look. This might necessitate a little bit of excavating. Where's my trowel? This is where you need knee pads. I've got one knee pad, I still haven't got myself a second one after my first one went sailing off down the river one day. Right, what have we got here? Okay, it's like a... So here we have it, a chain with this on the end, on one end, and then on the other end there appears to be like a long sharp piece just there. So I wonder what it is or what it was. I've just bumped into my friend David. David, how have you got on today?
About average today. Found a few leather items, a neck ring from probably one of the work ponies that used to be working down here with the carts, probably late 18th, early 19th century.
That's this big piece of leather here from the neck of a pony, like from the harness.
Yeah, the harness, the neck ring. Couple of 1750 clay pipes.
Very nice. They're nice and long, aren't they?
A leather work glove.
Ooh, a glove. Gosh, look at that.
It's got one thumb and 3 fingers, so I don't know. It must have been a weird worker. But a leather sole.
You've got a lot of leather going on there, haven't you?
Yep. Leather sole.
Yep, beautiful.
Probably
They are very nice pipes, aren't they? They are very good.
The mid 1700.
Oh, what have you got in your box?
Another mid 1700. Bit of delftware, that pottery delf, but it's a base.
Oh yes, the base of some delftware.
Yeah. Small pearl button. Medieval pottery. Pattern.
Oh, lovely, that's nice. That glaze.
Pattern. Bit of Victorian work.
Yep.
Conch shell.
Oh yes, a little parry.
Yeah.
Done really well.
And not finished yet.
Ooh, there's more. There's more.
A wagon wheel.
Oh, a wagon wheel. A very nice wagon wheel too.
Bit of medieval redware.
Oh yeah, look at those thumbprints there. Potter's thumbprints.
I said, little cartouche.
Oh, that's pretty.
From German ware.
Oh, very nice.
I think that's it.
Well, that's pretty good.
I'm like a magpie, but being short in height, I don't need to bend down very often.
That is a definite advantage that you've got over me.
So I can see things that other people miss. And it's been a wet day, and my glasses fell off and landed in the river.
You've got a lovely muddy nose there as well.
Yeah, I got hit by one.
Very fetching.
I got hit by one of the Thames clippers coming in. I was bending down to have a look at a bit of German pottery, and the Thames clipper caught me at the same time. But this is my first day out in nearly a year due to having some health problems. So I'm pleased to get back out again.
Well, welcome back,
Yeah.
David. It's great to see you. And the Thames has welcomed you back.
Yeah.
Some really nice gifts there. Okay, well, I'm going to go and find Kevin to see what he's found, and then I shall be heading up to have a cup of coffee in the cafe.
Yeah, me, Christine and the others will be going up for coffee as well.
Right, see you
Looks like
shortly.
tide coming in now.
See you shortly.
And it's brought in a Christmas tree.
Kevin, how did you do?
Not great, to be honest.
No? Not a great
No.
day? Not your best day?
It's been a day of quantity, not quality. Just loads of plain pipes.
Loads of plain pipes. Some people would
Should I say loads?
dream about finding loads of plain pipes.
There is one that I nearly threw away.
Yeah.
It's slightly broken. It's got a nice maple stamp on, if I can find it. That's the one, I think. Yeah.
Oh, nice. It's
J.
got Maker
Bishop.
on there. J. Bishop. Do you know what? That is amazing. And do you know, I've got a friend called Jan Bishop who is a mudlark.
Yeah.
She comes over occasionally from America. She would absolutely just be over the moon to see that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take her to do some research and stuff, and when I've finished, she can have it.
Really, I
Yeah.
know that she is going to be over the moon. Over the
Cool.
moon. Yeah, but I'll look forward to
that's good
hearing
then.
about the research.
At least I got something good out of today. If I can
Excellent.
give someone a pipe with their name on. Yeah.
Well done. I love finding pipes with names on, even just a stem.
But because it's broken, I was that close to just throwing it away, and then I was
Always check your bowls. Hi everyone, thank you very much for watching. Welcome to my studio, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the finds which featured in today's video. Another curious handful of Thames treasures there. But first of all, I just want to say that I hope you're all doing well, and that wherever you are in the world, that you're in good spirits, and that your day, your week, your month is going well. I can't believe we're in March already. Spring is nearly here. I can't wait. And I have to say, every morning that I wake up and it's a little bit lighter and the evenings are lighter, it's just so nice and uplifting. I always struggle a little bit in the winter when it's dark. I always find that my mood plunges somewhat. So I'm really glad that spring is on the way. Hooray. Anyway, so that was a really fun outing on the river, and there were lots of mudlarks out that day. It was really great to see everybody, to bump into David, Simon, Kevin, and there was also Gabrielle, there was Christine, there was Sean. There were quite a few people. It was a lot of fun. And on the subject of lots of mudlarks, here's a question for you. What do you think a group of mudlarks should be called? A muddle of mudlarks? A mayhem of mudlarks? Have you got any suggestions? If so, put them in the comments below. So I'm going to talk about some of the finds in today's video, and I'm going to start with the star of the show, which, can you guess what it is? Well, I initially thought that it was a rose farthing, a tiny little coin, because it had a rose in the middle, but Finds, Simon Bourne, was absolutely right. It wasn't a rose farthing. It is not a rose farthing. It is, in fact, a trader's token, and this is hugely exciting. It's about my 5th trader's token that I found since I started mudlarking, and it's always a thrill to find them because they tell us so much about 17th century London. And it's always a thrill to hold something in your hand that has the name of somebody who lived in London in the 1600s. The name on it is Nathan, or actually Nathan I, or Nathan E, which probably is short for Nathaniel, I would have thought. But it's Nathan E, with an I, Stratton, of the Rose, presumably, because there's a rose in the middle, so it's probably some kind of tavern. And then on the other side, there's the initials NSE, so that would stand for Nathaniel Stratton, and then the first initial of his wife, E, so it's probably something like Elizabeth. And then around the edge, it's got Kingsgate, Holborn. Traders' tokens, what are they? They were essentially used for money to buy things. They were issued by establishments such as taverns, butchers, bakers, candlestick makers, shoemakers, glove makers, people like that, in response to a lack of small change during a relatively short period of time in the 17th century until they were banned, basically. And so, as I said, it's always wonderful to find them because we can find out so much about London. I found one a couple of years ago that was issued by a vintner in Pudding Lane, a man called Brian Appleby, and his wife was called Winifred. And so here we've got Nathan Stratton and his wife, let's call her Elizabeth, of the Rose Tavern, I'm going to guess, in Kingsgate, Holborn. And I did manage to find a mention of Nathan Stratton in the equivalent of a newspaper back in the 17th century. A very, very early newspaper called the Mercurius, and in it says this: "A brown black mare, 14 handfuls high, was taken away by one who pretends himself to be a doctor of physic. Whosoever shall give notice either of the man or mare to Mr. Stratton, a grocer in Holborn, over against Kingsgate, shall be well rewarded for his pains." So it seems as if Nathan Stratton had his horse stolen. So I wonder if after that advert he got it back. I do hope so. And of course I'll be recording this with the Museum of London next time I go to visit. So let's move from the 17th century to the early 18th century and take a look at the coins that I found during that outing. I was exceptionally lucky to find 3 coins in one mudlarking excursion. Coins are a little bit like buses. They either come all at once or they take absolutely ages to arrive, or they don't come at all. And so what a thrill to find 3 coins. 2 of which I've identified, but 1 is driving me slightly bonkers, and so hopefully you'll be able to help me. Well, okay, I'm going to share them with you now. I really need to brush up on my Georges. I'm there guessing whether it's George III or George II, and I didn't give poor George I a look in. And interestingly, both the coins I found are from the reign of George I, who reigned from 1714 to 1727. So an early coin, or both of them early coins, and it's so exciting to hold an old coin in your hand and wonder who dropped it all those years ago and how it got to be in the river. So this first one here is a George I copper farthing. And this one here, the slightly larger one, is a George I halfpenny. And I can't actually see the date on it, unfortunately. The coin is a little bit too sort of damaged for me to see the date. But it almost certainly dates from 1717 to 1719 because it's actually a dump issue coin. I don't know why they call it a dump issue, but dump issue coins are slightly badly struck, a little bit off centre, and this coin here certainly fits that description. So it's going to date from 1717 to 1719. So 2 spectacular coins there to add to my collection. And then this third one, which very, very worn, but I'm sure I can see, let me get it the right way up. Well, whatever the right way up is. I'm sure I can see something like a lion or something on here and some lettering like a 10 or TEN possibly, and something like a lion. Or it could be a figment of my imagination. I don't know. I'm going to try and photograph it and put a picture up on the screen so that you can take a look and see if you can help me to identify it. And now for the livery button, which I think is silver plated. It's got a G in the middle, which is representative of the family surname. And the maker on the back, which is Hayward of Longacre. This helps us to date the button a little bit more precisely because Hayward was working at Longacre making buttons during the 19th century, but more specifically between the dates of about 1850 and 1895. So we know that it comes from sometime around about then. So I wonder whose button popped off his jacket and ended up in the mud of the River Thames. Somebody with a surname beginning with G, no doubt. Or maybe a servant that worked for that family. One of the two anyway. Let's take a quick look at the broken bottle. What a heartbreaker. Here we are. It's always disappointing when you tug on the bottom of a bottle and you think, oh, is it going to be in one piece? And then you pull it out and it's broken. I've had my fair share of wonderful delight when I pull out a intact bottle, but I've also had my fair share of broken bottles. This one I did take anyway because I wanted to look up the name and the address which is on it. S. Chambers, Henry Street, Bermondsey. And so I did find mention of S. Chambers of Henry Street, Bermondsey in the newspaper in 1871 because he stocked some stout. Mander's Invalid Stout, a superior quality of stout, recommended by leading members of the medical profession. Well, I bet that gave everybody a good excuse to drink Mander's Stout. Let's have a quick look at these pipes, both very different in style and from different eras in history. Now, this one here is from Georgian times, the early 1700s, early to mid 1700s. And this one is Victorian. It's a little more decorative. Now, you heard me mention when I found it that I was going to keep the mud in the pipe to see if there's any tobacco in the bottom, a dottle of tobacco. But there wasn't any in this one. But interestingly, in this one, I did find some tobacco at the bottom. I'm going to show you in there. Well, you're not really going to be able to see that, are you? But I have some tweezers here, and I'm going to pull out a little bit of it. There we are, look. There is definitely a whole load of early 18th century tobacco in the bottom of this pipe. Isn't that amazing? I find that quite astounding that this has been in the mud for all those years and it's still got tobacco in it. Incredible, isn't it? Now today I do want to give a particular shout out to the young people and children who watch my videos. I know that there's lots of you out there, and to name but a few: Finley, Esme, Sylvia, James, Paige, and of course many, many more. So thank you very much for watching, and I'm really happy that you find it inspiring. And I do want to just show you some lovely presents I received from two of these young people very recently. I got this beautiful shell here from Sylvia, who lives all the way over in New Zealand. Look at that, isn't it great? And Sylvia is also a bit of an artist. She even drew a fantastic pipe on the envelope here. You can just see a little person, I think, put it the right way up, smoking it. And it continues on the inside here too, with this wonderful man here smoking a pipe and a beautiful bee. So thank you very much, Sylvia, for that. And also I received a beautiful piece of artwork from Esme here. Now look at that, a real 3D piece of artwork. So that's me down there on the Greenwich foreshore with the seagulls, and there I am in my pink boots. And so these little artworks are now prized possessions, and I shall be putting them on display in my studio. So thank you very much. And to all of you children out there who are inspired by history, keep on searching, keep on looking, and let me know what you find. I always enjoy hearing all about it. Now, if you cast your minds back a bit to the end of 2022, some of you may remember that I did a couple of giveaways on the same video. There was the chance to win a mudlarking sign, Gone Mudlarking sign, by Teresa of Tinto by Teresa on Etsy, and also there was the opportunity to win this lovely book, Mudlarks, by Jason Sandy. Well, unbelievably, and for a variety of reasons, I have not until today actually drawn the winners, and I'm very sorry about that, but I'm going to do it now. So let's see who is going to win a sign, and let's see who is going to win this book. So here we are on Comment Picker, well overdue. So first of all, I'm going to put the link of the video in where the giveaway was, and it's that one. And now we're going to go down here and say filter duplicate users, filter comments based on a specific text. Let's do the mudlarking signs first. There are two winners, so we are going to put, it was Gone Mudlarking for the sign. Go here, start the raffle and pick the winner. Trevor Cotton. Okay, Trevor Cotton, you have won a Gone Mudlarking sign. Right, let's see who is going to win the other one. Pick another winner. Here we go. Start. Kathy Angus. Brilliant. Okay, well done, Kathy, and well done, Trevor. You've won Gone Mudlarking signs. Now we're going to go back up here and we are going to change the hashtag to mudlarks. This is for the book, Mudlarks. So here we go, mudlarks. Start the raffle and pick a winner. Ooh, suspense. Rob Pierce. Right, okay, great. Well, congratulations, Rob. You've won a copy of Mudlarks. Well done to the winners. Congratulations to the winners. You can get in touch with me via my website to let me know you've won, and I'll get your prize to you as soon as possible. And commiserations to everybody who has not won, which unfortunately is most of you. But don't worry, because I'll be doing some more giveaways in the very near future, and I won't make you wait as long next time to see who's won, I promise. Of course, if you didn't win, you might want to go and take a look at Tinto by Teresa, which is Teresa's Etsy site, to see if there's anything on there that takes your fancy. It's full of lovely handmade little crafts and presents, and they're all so reasonably priced as well. And of course, if you haven't yet had the opportunity to get your hands on a copy of Mudlarks, I'd highly recommend this book. It's packed full of beautiful photographs and lots of information about objects found along the banks of the River Thames, and it's also featuring lots of mudlarks too, including me. It's a great addition to your coffee table or your bookcase. So yeah, a really lovely book to have. Now, I'd love to say a huge thank you to you all for watching this video and for watching all my videos. I feel very, very fortunate to have such a supportive and engaging community. I can't believe that now I have 155,000 subscribers. It's quite amazing for a channel that I never even intended to start doing. It just goes to show, I think, that when you really do follow something that you love and that you're passionate about, good things happen and doors open, and it's a good opportunity for me to encourage you all to follow your dreams and your passions and really, try and do as much as you can of the things which give you joy, and you'll be surprised at the good things that come back to you. Thank you to everybody who has commented on my videos too. I'm always really happy to hear from everyone, and I try as far as I can to answer as many comments as I can, but I definitely do read all of them. And thank you too for all your donations on Ko-fi and Super Thanks. I truly appreciate them, and they definitely do not go unnoticed. So a big thank you. So until the next time, I hope that your week goes well, and take care of yourselves, stay happy, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. I'm just finishing up my video, and there was a little tap on the window, and it's our friend Squirrel. It's such a windy day out there today. I often wonder where she goes in the bad weather when it's really windy and really rainy. Hopefully she's got a lovely little hole somewhere in a tree. here she is having a little afternoon snack. She never gets fed up with peanuts. Well, I shall go back and get on with my video editing, but this is a good opportunity to wish you all a very good week ahead from Squirrel and I.